Hello and welcome back, folks. When the G-Shock GA-2100 was first released back in 2019, it immediately received a lot of attention, which is not a bad thing, but I believe that some of it was for the wrong reasons. Although the octagonal shape is the same as the AP Royal Oak, that's where the similarities end. What has been missed is that although the GA-2100 is an entry-level G-Shock, some of the features that this watch has more in common with premium G-Shocks further up the range. The first premium feature is the carbon core guard structure. G-Shock first introduced carbon fiber technology into its watches in 2019. Carbon fiber has up to 10 times the strength of iron, yet is only a quarter of its weight. When a new technology or process is first introduced, companies usually begin by manufacturing it into its more premium lineup. Indeed, you will find the carbon core guard being used in more expensive G-Shocks such as the Mudmaster. What's more surprising though is that G-Shock is also using it in the GA-2100, a sub $100 watch. The quartz module is enclosed by a carbon fiber reinforced molded chassis for the famous G-Shock strength and durability, and use of the material has also enabled them to produce the thinnest G-Shock so far at only 11.8mm. The dial of the watch is analog digital, but I always find myself using the analog hands to tell the time. It does have a small digital window at the bottom right used mainly for the stopwatch, alarm and dual time functions, but its lack of legibility means that you'll always be drawn to the hands for time telling. Around the outside of the dial is a chapter ring with some raised hour markers. This is quite a nice touch and it gives the dial a 3D appearance. On the left side of the watch at the 9 o'clock position is a day subdial with the day of week being indicated by a third smaller hand. The case of the watch has a measurement of 45.4mm in width and 48.5mm in length. Although that reads as if it's quite a large size, those with smaller wrists needn't worry about it looking too big. Even on my 6¼ inch wrists, it sits comfortably and proportionately due to its relative thin size. Another area of the watch where G-Shock has been quite generous is with the illumination. The sword-shaped hands come painted with their proprietary Neo Bright Lume. This doesn't stay bright for very long in the dark, and so to compensate the watch has not one but two LEDs. These can be set to stay on for either 1.5 seconds or 3 seconds. A really nice effect which I was surprised by is that it fades out when turning off, which is something I haven't seen before. I searched around to see if there were any other G-Shocks that has this feature and found that it was also available on the $500 GMWB 5000. Earlier on I mentioned that the LCD display is hard to read. This is mainly due to the small size of the display rather than the quality. Keeping the LCD display small was a deliberate choice by the designer as he wanted to focus on the analog display of the watch. Again, the choice of component used for the LCD display is high as they chose to use an STN LCD panel instead of a cheaper TN LCD panel. When choosing the colour, I chose the GA-2100SKE, which is the transparent version of the watch. Like most transparent plastics, it will turn yellow over time. When it does, you have two choices. You can either choose to remove the yellowing, which is a relatively easy process, or you can choose to dye it a different colour. Let me know if you want to see a video on this. For the strap, this watch comes with a metal buckle signed Casioak Thailand and a translucent keeper. It could also come with a coloured resin buckle, and this depends on which version of the GA-2100 you get. The strap slightly tapers towards the end and is ridged towards the top for ventilation. A useful feature for those that like to mod their watches is that it comes with a quick release system, and various straps are available from both Casio and third parties. And now onto the features of the GA-2100. It can display the world time from 48 different cities. I have mine set to Bangkok. A stopwatch. a 24-hour countdown timer, and up to 5 different daily alarms. Then back to the home time again. Setting up the time on previous generation Anadigi watches was a bit of a chore, as you had to set up the analog time and the digital time separately. On the GA-2100 though, it can be done in one easy step. Adjusting the watch between summertime and wintertime is also quite easy. No more moving the time manually backwards or forwards by 1 hour. This watch comes with a setting for summertime that you can turn on or off. Thanks for watching, folks. When this watch was first released, G-Shock did admit that it was aimed at the fashion-conscious buyer. However, after investigating, we are assured that they did not compromise on the ethos of the G-Shock brand of toughness and robustness.